This is problem number 34 from the August 2017 Algebra Regents exam. This is a pretty lengthy question. So the first one, we've got the various heights of basketball players, and we need to complete this frequency table. So I'm actually going to just zoom in here. And so this is actually the easiest part of the question. All we're really trying to do is count how many times we see data that fits inside each of these intervals. I'm actually going to pause the video and do it myself just to save time right now. So there you go, I made it nice and color-coded, and you can see I filled out that frequency table. So pretty straightforward. Again, you're just counting how many times you see data in each of those intervals. Okay, moving on. For the next part of the question, it says to create, draw and label a frequency histogram on the grid below. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in over here again. So for a frequency histogram, we're going to label the y-axis as our frequency. Sorry about the messy writing there. And we are looking at the heights of the basketball players. So we'll put that up here. And of course, our units is in feet. I'm going to label our x-axis now with our various intervals. So we started with 6 to 6.1, and then there was 6.2 to 6.3, 6.4 to 6.5, 6.6 to 6.7, 6.8 to 6.9, and finally 7 to 7.1. So you can see those are just kind of separated like that. All right, now to fill that in, we can see that 6.0 to 6.1 had 3, so I'm going to fill that in up to 3. 6.2 to 6.3 had 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6.4 to 6.5 was 11, so just one more. 6.6, 6.7 had 0. 0.8 to 6.8 to 6.9 had 2. And finally, 7.0 to 7.1 was 3. I bet your exam marker would love it if you made your test so colorful. Anyway, moving on to the final part of the question, it says to determine and state which interval contains the upper quartile. Justify your response. So in order to do this, we're going to use your graphing calculator. So just a quick reminder, to enter the information into your calculator, you would press your stat button, make sure you're in edit, and press enter. And then you're going to input all of this information down into the first list, so L1. And by all the information, I mean you would input every single one of these numbers, so it would take you a couple minutes. Once you've inputted all that information into the your first list, you're going to go to press Stat again, go across to Calc, and choose the one variable statistics. And then before you press enter a second time, make sure you input that you are interested in list 1. And then you press enter, and then it'll show you all that information, a whole bunch of stuff. But if you scroll down, you will find that Q3, our upper quartile, is 6.5, which means the interval containing that is the range, the interval from 6.4 to 6.5. So pretty time consuming, but that gets you the answer. The graphing calculator sure helps out with that. All right, and that's all for the video. Thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.